Today I'm sharing with you my weekly chart trading strategy, 15 minutes a week or less. Very simple stuff that makes me a lot of money. We'll go step by step. I'm going to show you all the details about it on the charts. Let's dive right in. Alright, so here you can see I have my account on the screen, so you see I'm not faking it. I've posted about this in the last week. I'll leave the post link below if you want to check it out. I've shared in details kind of a cool milestone I've reached. I've been able to reach $300,000 in my account recently. I'm pretty thrilled about it. Cool stuff. But today I want to show you how that works out in details and how you can actually use this strategy in a very short time per week. This is not the only thing I trade on this account. It's one of the strategies I have. I have other strategies in this account, daily charts a lot, and also weekly charts. Today we'll focus on the weekly chart. If you want to see daily chart stuff, I'll leave the video here in the corner. You can check it out. That will dive more into how I trade the daily chart, which is my main trading style these days. But for now, we'll look at the easiest, simple way, something you can do in very few minutes a week that will lead to good results, especially good results for the time you invest in it. I primarily trade this in stocks and indices, so I use ETF for this, and I only use pretty much one indicator for this, which is the whole moving average. Now I've done a whole training on the whole moving average, which you can see on the chart here. If you want to see the whole training and guides into details on how to use this indicator, I'll leave it below. It's going to be linked down in the description. The first link will be for that. Check it out. It's 100% free. I'm going to share with you how I use it, all the settings of it, all the details, how that works out. But for now, just keep in mind you have a whole moving average on the chart here. It goes from red to green. And of course, what we want to do here is buy when it's green and sell when it's red. That's kind of the basic idea. But don't just do that. There's a few key things here we'll have a look at. The first thing is we have a second hull, which is at the bottom here. It's just a moving average turned into a indicator at the bottom here. Same thing as it will be in the chart. It's just cleaner to have it separate, easier to read. When it's green, this is a bigger period one. So I think it's a 200 hull moving average. When it's green, we want to go long. When it's red, we want to go short. That's the idea behind it. Right? So if we are in a place like this, even if the hull here is getting green, we don't want to be green because the main one, the longer period one, is still red. So we want to wait to have the confluence between these two. Here we turn red, we can go short. Here we turn green, we can go long, and so on. That's kind of how it works. Now, what I do is I have a few different entries. The first one is, better before we get there, that below here, the hull moving average below, the long period one, is also acting as like a filter for the market context. You could just go and look at the chart and kind of have a look at how we're doing. Are we sideways or trending? I only trade this strategy when we're trending. It's kind of more reliable that way. So here, when we are sideways, I personally wouldn't trade it. I personally wouldn't go into trades there. But when we go out of the range over here, I will look for trades to go long in that direction. It kind of acts like a little market context here. I could still, try to go short a little bit in this, but I'll try not to. I'll look for trends to take trades, ideally. Okay, so I have a few different setups to enter the market on this. The first one is whenever we are starting a trend, so somewhere around here, and I see the hull is green, I'll wait for price to pull back on the whole moving average. A good example of that right over here, right? Price is starting a trend, pulling back to the hull. When you get there, I could look into getting a buy trade. I never want to enter at the extreme point like over here. Okay, like it's pushing up, it's a good uptrend. I don't want to be going long here because it's a bad spot to enter. Price could reverse. Usually price will pull back at this point. I don't want to get in at the extreme price, even though it's going up really fast. Like on Bitcoin, I never want to enter at the top. I want to be able to wait for a pullback to enter and then take a good trade that will give me profit quickly, right away. Okay, I don't want to have to go through a drawdown first. I want to be able to go long and price go in my direction pretty quickly. So that's one setup. The other setup I have is I'll add every time price makes an engulfing candle, add this whole moving average. So here we have examples, the green arrow on the chart. These are all good setups, right? So I could start to look into getting in, even though we're sideways at that time, right? We're still kind of like in the old range here. I'll start to get in somewhere around here. You have a big engulfing candle, pushing price higher, boom. Okay, we can get in there. That's a good place to get in. Again, price comes back below the hull, makes it an engulfing candle. And by the way, this could be anywhere at the hull or below the whole moving average. Okay, we want to have a good kind of value trade there. We want to have price to go below the hull, showing us like, oh, maybe it's going to go down, maybe we're afraid a little bit, but we still go long there. And another example is over here. Below the hull, we kind of dip a little bit here, but we eventually bounce back up, right? That's the idea behind it. Now, my stop loss will be usually based on previous lows. So it's a very kind of weird strategy because we use a stop loss that's based more on like all past prices, like over here. If I get in somewhere like over here, then my stop loss will go all the way below here. right? It's a good kind of level. We are basing it on we're not going to lose very often. We're going to have good wins and be able to hold for quite a while in that case. Now I'm showing you this here on a daily chart because I want to go on the weekly chart and show you in details how this works out without using this perspective here for our trading. So I'm going to show you the logic first here on daily charts. Then we'll go on daily charts in just a second on maybe a different instrument to look at how this works. Okay, this is really the example, show the theory, but I want to show you how this works well, even better on the weekly charts. So that's kind of how it works. We are here on Amazon. Amazon's been going kind of sideways for a little bit of time here on the daily chart, but if you look at the weekly chart, it's going to be pretty clear that we are moving up. Okay, this is a good place where we are having some good pullbacks and kind of riding the trend really well there. By the way, I might also, because this is long term, it stocks, it will trend up probably for sure. I might add a little bit more when it go into a big pullback, the whole turns red. I might add a little bit more over here if I can. This is like a position building for a while, so it kind of shows as entering here, but I've been building it for quite a long time over since here, and that's kind of how it works. So here we don't have any kind of engulfing patterns. Actually, if we go back in time a little bit, we'll have some for sure. They might not show really well here because of the gaps, but we have a lot of engulfing candles. We have one over here. That will mean that we are trending, right? We are green on this, so we can go long. We would take a trade above the engulfing candle here. Our stop loss would be below the recent structure, so we could do over here, or possibly over here also. And then what we do is we don't have any target on this. We just keep it until the whole moving average turns back to red, so somewhere over here, right? Or we can always even hold these times and kind of wait for price to go back green and kind of exit when we make a new high or something. We have a few different scenarios there. Some of the trades on this, I kind of keep them for a long time. I keep on the pullback. I wait for price to kind of go that pullback, and then I might even add a bit more on the price because we know it's going to trend up. Unless you have a big change of trend. Like somewhere over here, when you start to go sideways, if we were to break this low, I might get out. But for the most part, I'm very generous with this because the fact that one's going to be trending, especially because the S&P are trending quite well, especially in this period here. And then we break the highs, you can add some more also there. Here we have an engulfing candle also, somewhere around here. Right, we could add more to here. Then we can let the price go up in our favor a little bit. We go sideways for a while, unless we break the low, we don't go out. Then we add a little more. Okay, here we break the low, we could start to get out. Right, that's the idea behind it. So overall, we made a decent profit. Now price did come back, kind of went to a downturn a little bit here for a little time. Came back up right away after. So once we start to go back green, right, green over here, then we can start to look for longs again. So the long will be somewhere around, we touch the hull, maybe around here, we can add some more, and we kind of go that way. Now that's something you do on the weekly chart, so it will take maybe 15 minutes a week, very simple to do, right? Here's an example on, actually some pairs work really well. Like Google has been one of my big wins. If I pull this up over here, we had a bit of a turn here where I got out of the trade. We had the chance to add a lot to this stock here, add here, again here, and so on. Then we start to maybe get out when it's red, or you can keep it too if you want to. So keep it to, but in this case, it kind of turns back to both red and red. So let's say we just kept it, that would be fine too. It'll be a tough ride to hold, especially if you stop losses somewhere around here, or maybe here. That would be a lot to hold. Then price goes back up in our favor. Okay, then we can start to add some more. So we want to try to minimize. We want to try to take profit over time if we can. At least take profit when it turns red. That's what I can tend to do. When it turns red, I'll take all my profits. I take some profits, most of it. I'll keep maybe holding some, a little bit for the downturn. Then when it starts to go back green, I'll add some more. Then I'll go back into it slowly. Right, this is an engulfing candle over here. And then we have a few more examples of this right over here. We have some more over here. Here you have a bit of time when we turn red, green, red. When it's kind of doing this, we can stay in the trade. It's not a big downturn. It won't go as fully red all the time. So we got to be careful about these kind of small moves. That's why I use my own judgment to base my trades on this. So it's not just about the hull or the bigger hull here. It's mostly about the market context, how we're doing. It's totally normal to go sideways for a little bit of time. Sideways doesn't mean downtrend. So we can still hold the trade and keep going. And then add some more when we kind of go beyond the trend. So this trade here has been a 30% win. I think I closed some on this already, based on this pullback right over here. But it's been a pretty good trade to hold. Tesla here has been one where I have only a little bit on trade left, so I really took some profit quite a bit on this when it went up. Kind of hold was again this low here for my break of the trade. It didn't go below low, so I kept the trade going on. Then we went back up. Then I kept a little bit. Starts to take profit when you get back to red again here. Then I kept it a little bit, very little. Then I added some more right over here when you have this engulfing candle. Then I let price go up a little bit more. Start to take profit when it goes red again. Let it come down. Add a little bit more over here when it touched back the hole and it's green. And now I still have a little bit in this trade left. So it's kind of how it works. So you see we kind of add a bit more, take off some more, add a bit more, take off some more if it goes back in kind of sideways market like this. When you have the red coming. And that's kind of how it works. Pretty simple stuff. Toyota is also another one that's really well trending over time, but on a small perspective, it can be kind of choppy. So you have to add a bit more when the hull goes green, take off some more when it turns red. Then you maybe add a bit more when it goes green again. Here we have a nice engulfing candle. We are green below and green over here. Add a bit more, stop loss below structure, somewhere here. Then you let price go in your favor, take off some more here. Now I'm completely flat on this because I didn't like how it looked. But that's kind of a trade or a instrument here where you can add some more, take off some more. That's kind of the logic behind it. So any questions on this, leave me a comment below. Would love to hear your thoughts about this, if you like this strategy or not, if you will apply this or not. I can go more in depth on this. Again, this takes 10 minutes a week, probably maximum 15 minutes if you have to take some trades. You go through your watch list, you look at the pairs, see what they're doing, see if you need to add on trades or something. Here I might have to add on Apple because of the engulfing candle here. And I just kind of go and scroll through this during the week. If you want to see more how that's done and more details about this indicator here, the hull moving average, check out the first link below. It's a free training that will go in depth on how to use the hull, how to enter these kinds of trades and really let them run. I'll go more in depth on that. If you want to check it out below. If you want to see more about my daily chart trading, check out this video over here next. It will guide you in depth on how to trade daily charts as well. The same kind of trading style, but a little bit different. And I'll catch you back here, of course, in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.